Okay, are we live? I think we're live. This is exciting. Anyone who's in the chat, if you can hear me, can you let me know? Hello, Lori. How are you doing? All right. Can you guys let me know if you can hear me? I'm using a new mic, and I don't know if the sound's coming through at all. Hello, Kristen. All right. Okay. We've got more people on. Okay. This is so awesome. Thanks so much for joining, you guys. I'm so excited to have you all here. Like I said, I am using a new mic, so I hope my sound is coming through. I don't know if it is or not. Okay. And you guys can hear me. Yay. Okay. Awesome. This is so exciting. Oh, sweet. Okay. And we got Heather on and we got Julie on. So I've got my blue wrenches here. Hooray. So hi, Kristen. Hi, Lori. Who else do we have? This is awesome. Well, so I just welcome folks who are here. I greatly appreciate it. I wasn't sure what kind of attendance I was going to end up getting, given that this is a holiday weekend in the United States for starters. So I figured that probably people had a lot of family plans, but I also was sort of like not too concerned about the idea of not too many people showing up, because this is my first time ever doing live readings. Yay! Hi, Rachel. And I'm incredibly nervous, so go easy on me. This is something I've always wanted to do, but I've just been really nervous about doing it. And I don't know, maybe not all of you guys know, but I do actually read tarot professionally, but I would love to have, more clients via my via YouTube, on my social media presence. And so, a couple of very lovely dear friends who know who they are, who are on this live right now, were very encouraging to me to actually give this a whirl and see how it went. So I decided I would go ahead and see how it went. So so thank you so much. And yeah, so what I'm going to do, if you have a question that you want me to answer using tarot, I will be doing just like 3-card readings in all likelihood. These are free readings, and just wanted to give it a whirl doing this live. So I've got all my lovely decks here. I've got my textured tarot, my fountain tarot, my light seers tarot, and my tarot of mystical moments, which I've never actually read for people with that deck before, but I thought I'd give it a whirl in this live just to see how it went. I've used it a lot for myself, but never for other people. So we'll see how it goes. But so if you guys just want to like chat in a question, I'm just gonna like grab questions as I'm drawn to them. Oh, yay. Hi, we got Witchy Lark. Yes, Heather, this is also my first time doing a solo live. So this is like massive, big steps for me. So we've got Tech Coven, Allison, right? Julie, tell me if I got that right. I'm so bad with names, but I'm pretty sure Allison. So anyway, yeah, just chat in a question. I will just grab questions as I'm drawn to them and do a reading. So yay, hi. Oh, and we got Ange Tiny Trinkets of Tarot. Yay. Oh, thank you, Rachel. Love the full view of the iconic crystal cabinet. Thank you. I love my crystal cabinet. So yeah, who has a question? Oh, thank you so much, Ange. This is exciting. Like I said, I was so nervous about this. And we'll just have to see how it goes. It occurred to me recently that, oh my gosh, hi Eva. Oh yay, Eva's here. That's Eva Ink and Flame. So yeah, just chat in a question and I will give this a whirl and we'll just see how it goes. If you want me to, it might be a good idea to put questions. Oh, we've got Aayushi here. Hello. Oh, Lori posted a question. Let me scroll it up. Okay. So we got Lori. Oh, Lori, should I start volunteering at the hospital again? Okay, that is a fantastic question. I am actually going to use my textured tarot for this question. If anybody wants to see me wax on about how much I love the textured tarot. We have talked about it in our 3 Girls, 1 Deck series, me and Julie and Heather. And it's one of my all-time favorites for reading for other people. And my mods are like right on it. You guys are the best. All right. So it did occur to me that like the one drawback of me doing live readings is that I am the kind of person who like shuffles so much. I shuffle so much. So because I got to shuffle until it feels right. Right, like I know it's ridiculous. So so we're gonna try to. We've got some jumpers coming out already. All right. Now let me go ahead and pull a card here. Okay, so what we've got here, Lori, is I'd say a pretty unqualified yes. So I just did a simple within without advice spread. So what we got for the within card is the world, and that makes me feel like volunteering at the hospital makes you probably feel extremely fulfilled as a person. So so I think that, definitely for you, I think you're feeling a strong probably attraction to doing this, and you're really feeling like you want that kind of sense of fulfillment, and like it makes your life feel complete to be able to give back in that way. So so I think that that's a really strong yes. I will say that for the without card, we got the moon. And so what that tells me is that potentially you have some fears about doing this. Maybe there are some sort of maybe you had some bad experiences there before, or you had some tough times there before, and it really is kind of giving you that sense of fear and that sense of, maybe I'm walking into the unknown doing this again. How is it going to be? But the thing with the moon is always to keep in mind that what you're seeing in the dark may not be the real thing, right? Like the monsters that you think you're seeing might just be trees or bushes. Like they're it's not necessarily real what you've built it up in your mind to be. So and then finally for the advice card, we got the 3 of Cups. So again, this tells me that I think that there's lots of like really strong good connections that you potentially have when you've been volunteering there, and it'd be really great to have those back again. So again, this to me feels like a really unqualified yes. Go and find that sense of fulfillment that doing that kind of work gives you. Oh gosh, yes, I feel needed, but COVID scares me. I'm health compromised. Yeah, and that, I mean, that makes complete sense, and I totally understand that. And again, like it is those fears that are coming in that are preventing that from moving forward. But it is the kind of thing where I really do think that, again, it's something that creates a lot of fulfillment for you, and it's something where you have a lot of strong connections. And so so I think keeping in mind that relying on the people around you to do the right thing by you, to really make sure that they're keeping you safe. Like, I think that that's something that you can rely on in terms of the other people that you would be working with. So so that's what we got, Lori. Thank you so much for the question. I hope that that was helpful and that resonated. So let me go ahead and scroll back here. Let's see. I think the next one was let's see. We had Lori. We had Aayushi. Somebody else had a question. If you guys could flag it for me. Oh, Aayushi Thakur. What's Durgesh feelings toward me right now? No contact situation. Okay. Let me go ahead and I'm going to use the Fountain Tarot for this one. And let me go ahead and show this on the screen here. So, and again, I'm going to just be doing a 3-card reading. And, in the case of a relationship reading like this, usually I'm going to take a look at not only that person's feelings, but like what your feelings are. So we're gonna do a reading where it's basically 1 card for you, 1 card for Durgesh, and then there's going to be 1 card that will give you some advice about the situation and how you can kind of move forward in the situation. So let me go ahead and shuffle here until I get my feeling that we are ready. And if my shuffling is like massively loud I don't know if it's like super loud in the microphone or not, but I don't know if it's like shuffling ASMR or if it's just deafening people. I don't know. It might be one or the other, but let's go ahead and draw some cards here. Okay. All right, so we got 3 cards. Okay, interesting. Okay, so what we've got here for the card representing you in this situation is the Page of Wands. And, my guess here is that you're probably feeling, I think you probably have a lot of feelings towards this person, and they tend to be pretty enthusiastic feelings, and I think you're ready to sort of like maybe make a leap into something or make contact or connect again or something like that. The card that I have for Durgesh in this situation is the 5 of Swords, which I'm so sorry to give you bad news, but the 5 of Swords in this situation tells me that this person might be primed to take advantage of you a little bit. This might be a situation where their intentions are not completely pure towards you, and you might want to be really careful in terms of making contact with this person. I don't know, I get kind of a worrisome feeling about it. And so the advice card that I got in the situation here is the 4 of Cups. And so, what this tells me is that this might be a time for you to potentially turn inward a little bit and think a little bit more closely about the situation. The 4 of Cups is a card of emotional stability, and I think that maybe you've been feeling a lot of emotions about this situation, and it's potentially been causing you to have some enthusiasm about a situation that maybe isn't necessarily going to be the best for you. And so, I think this might be a situation where you want to kind of turn inward. You want to kind of think about where you are emotionally, and and really reflect on whether or not this is actually the right scenario for you, or whether or not this is a kind of situation where you do want to have a strong connection with this person. So that's what I've got. I'm sorry that's not like the happiest reading in the world, but yeah, I think be careful with Durgesh. That 5 of Swords makes me a bit nervous for you. So just the 4 of Cups would say, keep your guard up a little bit, keep some emotional stability around the situation, and try not to get too caught up in it, I guess. All right, what else do we have here? So who is next? Oh, Amethyst Ascension. Hi, Rochelle. I'm so glad you're here. I have a new opportunity that I'm starting soon. Is it going to be beneficial? Okay, awesome. Rochelle, since you are like a tarot person, and I don't know, this is my first time ever using the Tarot of Mystical Moments to read for another person, and I'm gonna use it on you because I don't know, I feel like this feels right. So but like I said, this is a kind of experimental. I've only used this deck for myself so far, so we'll see how this goes. But all right, so we're looking for information about Rochelle's new opportunity. Ooh. Okay. Boy, that did not take very much shuffling at all. All right. Okay. Ooh, interesting. Okay, Rochelle. So this is very interesting. So again, I'm just doing a basic within without advice spread. This is my favorite 3-card spread to do. And so what we have for within is we have the Devil. And what this tells me, I think, is that you have some fear about this opportunity. I think that you have some worries that you may be giving over some of your freedom doing this going into this opportunity. You may be giving over some of your own power going into this opportunity. I think that you might have some worries that that this might create a situation that you might end up getting stuck in a way, where you might end up feeling a little bit trapped, and that is kind of your fear around it. I think that's really your worry, is that it's something that is going to end up being more of a limitation on you as opposed to an opportunity. For the without card, this is really interesting. What we got is the Knight of Wands. And so I think what this is telling me is that you're being encouraged, I think, to that there are probably people who are encouraging you to like take this leap, to just sort of like, I mean, like, look at this Knight of Wands, right? Like jumping through a ring of fire. You know, people are saying, just go for it, just go for it. Like, you know, don't worry about it. Like, don't be scared. And meanwhile, you know, I think you're having some reservations that aren't too that aren't too terribly off base, I think, in all likelihood. And meanwhile, you've got people potentially telling you, you know, you don't need to go into this with both eyes open. Like, you're fine, you're going to be great, everything's going to be fine. But I think you have some worries. So for the advice card, what we got is strength. And, you know, what this tells me is that, you know, be secure in your own feelings about the situation. I think that you probably know deep down whether or not this is going to be beneficial for you, or even if it is beneficial, are there some parameters that you need to put in place in order to make it work for you, in order to make it something that doesn't place unnecessary limitations on you, or you know, create a scenario where you don't have enough power in the situation, or create a scenario where you might end up feeling trapped in something that you don't end up actually wanting to do in the future. So you know, what the strength card would tell me is just like, be secure in those emotions, like be secure in what you are feeling down inside. You know, a lot of it may be unfounded fear, but that's okay. Like, you can sort of own that, and you can use that as your impetus to really go into it with both eyes open and really, you know, think through what parameters you need to put around the situation to make it as beneficial as possible for you. Like, you don't need to just go flying into it without giving it any thought, or without putting parameters on it, or without saying, here's how I can make this work for me. You want to give that power to your own intuitions and your own feelings about the situation, and make sure that you are trusting and you know, giving care to your own misgivings if you have them, and making sure that you are putting those parameters in place to make sure that those misgivings don't end up becoming a problem for you. So I don't know if that was helpful. I don't know if that didn't fully answer the question of whether it's going to be beneficial or not. It was more a question of, if you're having some fears around it, let those fears guide your actions, and let them. It's not to say don't do it by any means, you know. It's not to say don't do it, but it's to say, you know, be strong in yourself, be strong in what you want out of the situation, and make sure that you are making your own demands of what you need to make it work for you. So anyway, so that is that. Thank you, Rochelle. I hope that was helpful. Okay. Oh, good. People love the shuffling sound. Okay. We've got Moonlight Readings and Healings. Okay. How does Chris really feel about me, please? Let's go ahead. We're going to pull up the Fountain Tarot again for this guy and take a look at what Chris thinks. Oh yes, Aayushi. So you and Durgesh took a break. Yeah, like I said, I'm sorry that you know, that wasn't really great news, but I just say, like, protect yourself. You know, that Five of Swords made me a little concerned. So yeah, just make sure you're doing what's right for you. All right, Moonlight Readings and Healings. How does Chris really feel? And so again, this is going to be similar to what I did for Aayushi when I do a relationship reading. Usually, like, relationships take two people. So I'm going to be pulling a card for you, a card for Chris, and a card that's sort of some like advice or direction for where that relationship is going or how it's going. So, all right. So, okay, interesting. Okay, so this is interesting. So for this card represents you, and I got the 3 of coins, and this card represents Chris, and I've got the Knight of coins. So it's interesting that they're both coins. I get the feeling that, you know, you are really focused on building something together. Like I think you want to make something work with Chris, and you want Chris to be equally as excited and enthusiastic and ready to, you know, build this thing together, potentially a relationship, or, you know, whatever it might be, whatever this thing is that you're needing to work together on. You know, you are wanting to make this thing happen, and you want to build this thing together with him. You know, for him, we got the Knight of Pentacles. So again, both Pentacles here. And I'm guessing that you do probably both want the same things, but he might be taking a little bit slower and more methodically than you are. You know, he might be, it's not that he doesn't want the same thing, it's that he's taking longer to get there, right? And he's having to sort of like give it all his thought and give it all his consideration, and, you know, really sort of take his time and really make sure that everything is right before he moves forward. And so it's, you know, it's maybe not moving quite as quickly as you want it to. And so interestingly, for the advice card, what I got here is the 9 of Wands. And I think what this tells me is that potentially there is a feeling, and this may be something coming from a past relationship for both of you, where and in all likelihood, I'm guessing for Chris too, where there is this sense of caution, right? Like you want to move forward, but there is this sense of feeling like you've been through something in the past, like you've been through some shit, right? Like there's something that's sort of holding back that's causing this excess of caution. And again, in all likelihood, I think that this is probably about Chris, given that Knight of Pentacles. Like this is probably why he's taking it slow. And so I guess I would say, you know, there is that sense of caution, and there is that sort of self-defensiveness that is maybe what's causing him to be moving a little bit slower in the situation. And you know, to just sort of like let that kind of be. You know, it's going to take him some time to really move forward and to really figure out you know, figure out that this is the direction that he wants to go in, and to be comfortable taking those bigger steps forward. So and like I said, I think that it has to do something maybe with his past. So so I would just say, yeah, you know, I know that you're probably very enthusiastic about what you might be able to have together, but let it take some time, because I think that he might be genuinely feeling a little bit of worry and a little bit of self-protectiveness over potentially things that he's been through in the past. So so I hope that was helpful and resonated. And yeah, this is so cool, you guys. I'm loving this. I didn't know how much I would love this. All right, who else do we have? Okay. Okay, we got Chris. Ooh, Julie. Should I try for traditional publishing or go indie? All right, cool. Okay, you're getting my mystical moments too, Julie. So I love this question. All right. All right, so we're doing a 3-card reading again. In this case, I'm going to draw a card for the first one I draw is going to be for traditional publishing, how that's going to be. The second one will be for going indie, and the third one will be sort of like an advice type of thing. So let's see what we get. I love this question. For those of you who don't know, Julie is amazing, and she has been working on a manuscript for a novel, and which I really desperately want to read someday, and is working on getting it published, which is just an incredible goal to have, and I think it's so awesome. So I'm very honored to be looking into this question for you. Okay. Whew. I'm so glad you guys like the shuffling sounds as I shuffle and shuffle and shuffle. Okay. We need one more here. Okay. So first card is for traditional publishing. Second card is for indie. And the third card is advice. Okay. So this is interesting. Okay. So for traditional publishing, what we've got here is the Page of Wands. And I think that, what this is saying again is that there is this feeling of venturing into a new world, right? Going the traditional publishing route. I mean, I think like even just looking at this picture, you can see, this person is an explorer. This person is ready to make the leap into something new. And I think that's a really good thing. And actually, when we get to the advice card, I think that's going to tell us a little bit about why this would be a really good thing for you, even though there are obvious benefits to going the indie route as well. But there is this sense of adventure here. There is this sense of excitement in terms of venturing into this new world. And that might be something that's really really exciting for you and really, really major for you. So I think that there is a lot of benefit to be found here. Now, for the indie route, what we got here is the Empress. And, this to me, like, obviously, if you're going to go the indie route, you have so much more control and authority and power over what you produce, right? Like it's all you. Like it's all you making the decision about, how you want to produce this. It'll be exactly how you want it to look. It'll be exactly how you want it to be. It's that creative sort of generative power that's coming through, and you are able to make it exactly what you want it to be. That said, the Empress is somebody who is mature. Like this is something that she's done before. Like you would know. I mean, you've created other things in the past. Like for those of you also who don't know, Julie is an incredible deck creator. Like she has helped edit guidebooks for other deck creators. Like she has done all of these creations herself in the past as well. And so this is obviously something that would go well. It's something that you would be very adept at. Like it would go great if you went this route, right? It wouldn't be anything new. It would be something that you are totally good at and would know what you're doing, right? Interestingly, for the advice card, what we got is the Queen of Wands, which, this tells me, I feel like that maybe trying to go after this new route, this new exploration of traditional publishing, especially at least to start, is going to be, it's going to be like your pathway to coming more into your power in a new world, in a new skill set, in being able to grow into this role. And so I feel like what this is saying to me is that you could obviously just do what you know how to do and be successful at it, but there's this adventure to be had, going a new route, and that it would really be a growth opportunity for you. So again, the fact that we got 2 court cards here and they're both Wands court cards, really makes me feel like at least give the traditional publishing route a whirl, because I think that there's so much potential there. There's so much growth potential, and there's so much potential for learning, that I think that would be a great, just give it a try. Give it a try before you fall back on the thing that you you already can do. So that's how I would read that. So anyway, hopefully that resonated. Okay. So, Eva, cool. I feel Spirit is calling me to restart my second channel, but the new direction intimidates me. What do I need to be aware of that I'm not yet seeing? Okay, awesome. We are going to use the Texture Tarot for this one. And for those of you who don't know, the Texture Tarot cardstock is a piece of shit, so I can't ruffle shuffle it. So sorry we don't get shuffling asthma on this one. All right. Okay, Eva. So we're just going to do my favorite good old within without advice for this one and draw 3 cards. Ooh, interesting. Okay, so again, Spirit is calling her to restart her second channel, but the new direction intimidates her. What do you need to be aware of that you're not yet seeing? Okay, so this is an interesting one. So the first card that we got for the Within card is the Ace of Pentacles. So and I think that, you know, again, Spirit is calling you to move in a new direction, and you're seeing a new opportunity here. And you know, and I think that there is definitely an element of excitement there, you know, and really seeing this as an opportunity to do something new and do something different, and you know, really move forward in this new direction, and you really do have the opportunity to do that. So I think that this is, you know, this is a moment where you're really feeling the desire to seize on this opportunity that you're seeing in front of you. For the without card, what we've got is the 8 of Cups. And so I think that potentially there may be a fear that in moving forward on this new direction, or being intimidated by this new direction, that potentially it means leaving behind something, you know, that wasn't working for you, right? You know, the new direction is probably in all likelihood a good thing, but there is that feeling of leaving something behind. And always when you go through that feeling of leaving something behind, like there is that little bit of regret, there is that little bit of of thought of like what could have been, there's that little bit of like, oh, you know, is it right to actually like move in this new direction? Is it right for me to actually, you know, make this step forward? And the 8 of Cups would really say yes, like absolutely, that's the right move to take this new step forward. Like what, you know, the past direction wasn't working. It wasn't working. And so seizing on the new opportunity is the right route to take. So interestingly, for the advice card, what we got here is the King of Swords. And so what this is telling me, you know, from an advice standpoint is, first of all, don't be intimidated, because you know what you're doing. Like you absolutely have the mental power and acuity to make this new direction something that's going to work for you. It's, you know, that is all within your skill set. That is all within the powers that you already have. So don't be intimidated. Like the last thing that the King of Swords ever is intimidated. But and it's also saying, you know, like approach it strategically. Like, you know, give some thought about what's going to be the best way for you to make a plan around going in this new direction. You know, think just like come at it in sort of a rational way, and just sort of say to yourself, okay, like, you know, make your pros and cons list, make your strategy, make your plan, and approach it in that way. You know, like there are lots of emotions around that new direction, obviously. But fundamentally, like if you are able to sort of, again, look at it with that clear-eyed view, that sort of 1,000-foot view, and say, okay, what's going to be the best way for me to go about this? You absolutely have the ability to do that, and you absolutely have the ability to come up with the best plan and the best strategy to move forward. So yeah, I think that the basic message there is don't be intimidated. Like you got this. So yeah. Anyway, I hope that was helpful. Oh, okay. We got Heather. As I start planning for 2022, what do I need to consider that may have slipped off my radar? Okay. So, Heather, we're going light seers for you. And I don't know why. I don't know if it's just because like you're such a youngin. And this deck feels youthful to me. Just for those who don't know, this is our joke because like Heather is a couple years younger than me, and so you know, and we're talking like she's like 2 years younger than me, but you know, she's a youngin in my eyes. So anyway, so we will read using the light seers, which has a bit of a youthful feel in my opinion. So as I start planning for 2022, what do I need to consider that may have slipped off my radar? Okay. So again, we're just doing our basic within without advice spread. Oh, interesting. Okay. Very interesting. All right. So for the within card, what we have here is the Four of Pentacles. And so I think that what this is telling me is that something that you need to consider that may have slipped off your radar is you may potentially be feeling spread a little too thin. Which I know you have like a lot of sort of irons in the fire in terms of like just what I know about you personally. You do have stuff going on and stuff that you're working on. And this is sort of telling me that you may be feeling the need, I think, to potentially consolidate a little bit and to potentially, think about like, okay, where are the best places that I can spend and where are the best places that I can conserve? Where are the best places that I can sort of hold back on giving out my energy and what, as opposed to the places where I really want to make those leaps forward. And so, I think that it's really saying that you are feeling the need to kind of consolidate all of the things that you've got going on and really say, okay, which ones are most important to me and which ones do I actually want to expend my focus on? And the reason that's interesting is that, what we've got here for the without card is the Ace of Swords. And so I think that there's going to be a lot of new things potentially piquing your interest, and potentially like a new opportunity to do something, pursue something that's exciting, that's intellectually exciting for you. I feel like I know what that might be because I know you. But there's definitely going to be that feeling of wanting to pursue that new intellectual opportunity and that new thing that you really want to explore, and potentially focus on. And so again, so for the advice card, what we've got here is the devil. And so again, this is kind of similar to how I see the devil in Rochelle's reading. This is really saying, okay, like you have a limited amount of attention and energy to give to things. If you let yourself get spread too thin, you're going to start feeling trapped in a whole lot of different situations and start feeling obligations and start feeling like, there are things that have a hold on you that are, kind of controlling you and preventing you from really being excited and pursuing the things that are most exciting to you. So from an advice standpoint, again, I think what is that you need to kind of narrow your focus, really expend your energy on just the things that are most exciting to you, most intriguing to you, and don't feel that sense of obligation to stay spread too thin or to stay stuck in old things that you're not as interested in anymore. These new intellectual opportunities are probably what's really stimulating to you. So give yourself permission to go after the things that you really want to focus on and not feel obligated to stay stuck in, or keep focusing on things that aren't as exciting for you anymore, where it really is just a sense of obligation that's keeping you doing them. So hopefully that resonates. All right. Oh my gosh, we've got so many people here. This is so cool, you guys. Oh, hi, Lisa. This is awesome. Awesome. Cool. Okay. We don't have a list. I'm pulling just from chat spontaneously. I think I've been getting to everybody in order. I don't think I've skipped anybody. All right, we've got Janine here. I am starting a new volunteer project soon, which has had delays for a few years. Can you see it going ahead, and how can I make it a good opportunity to support others and gain the right skills? Okay, awesome. We are going to go texture tarot on this guy. All right, new volunteer project, which has had delays. So, I love this question. So, will it go ahead, and how can you make it a good opportunity to support others and gain the right skills? And sorry, I needed. Got my trusty sparkling water here. Okay. Okay, Janine. So again, we're doing a basic 3-card within, without advice here. Okay, interesting. Okay, so you're starting a new volunteer project soon, which has had delays for a few years. And so I think what's happening is that this is your within card. So what we've got here is the 8 of Pentacles, and I think what you're seeing is that this is kind of going to be a new opportunity. You're seeing this as an opportunity to work hard, build skills, which is awesome. Like that's awesome. That's an awesome way of viewing it. And so I think that that's really good and that's really important. But I also think that there is, in all likelihood, like a very strong opportunity for this to move forward very fast and for you to be able to contribute in other ways. Like it's not just about supporting others and gaining the right skills. Like I think that this is your without card. And so this to me is probably the way that other people are seeing you. I think that there is an opportunity for you in this situation to see this also as a time when you can be an inspirational figure. This is a time when you can really contribute to driving forward this project and to really be sort of the source of inspiration and excitement for other people around this project. So it's not just a matter of doing a bunch of hard work. Like obviously that's good. Doing that work and building those skills is important, but also contribute your enthusiasm, right? Like contribute your feelings of being able to be an inspirational figure and bring your own excitement about the project to the people around you. It's so interesting because we've got 2 Wands courts here. Actually, for your advice card, we've got the Knight of Wands. And again, those 2 cards in combination would definitely say to me that, this is a situation where, again, it's not always about just going after the skill building and going after the sort of like really pragmatic approach to a project like this. Like sometimes you just need to dive in with both feet and just like get going on it and be excited. Like let yourself be as enthusiastic as you want to be about this project, and let yourself be the person to help drive forward getting it back underway again, because I think that you really have the capability to really be that sort of leadership inspirational figure that gets other people excited and motivated and enthusiastic, and like this is the thing that that they're really really inspired to do at this point in their lives. So again, like I think that it's not just about making it an opportunity to be supportive of others or to gain skills. It's about making it an opportunity to be the driving force, right? To be in a leadership role and to bring other people's enthusiasm behind the project. So I hope that was helpful. I don't know that if it answered the question all that well, but hopefully it was helpful. All right. Okay, we've got this one. Can I know A, intentions towards me? Okay, let's take a look here at what A thinks about you. And again, just like with all relationship readings, like whenever I get asked to look into another person's intentions or feelings towards you, again, a relationship takes 2 people. So we're going to be taking a look at you as well. So, and again, I usually do this as a 3-card reading, which is a card representing you, a card representing the other person. In this case, it would be A, and a card kind of representing the overall direction or tenor of your relationship or some advice for how to proceed in the relationship. So we're going to be taking a look at all of those things. You guys, this is so fun. I love this. I'm going to do it again. I'm having the best time. The chat, I'm like way behind in the chat, but I appreciate all of you showing up for this so much. Like this has just been the most fun for me. So So thank you for being here and for asking questions and for, just being part of this. Like I said, I had some real doubts and insecurities about my ability to do this, and I had some very, very kind people who were very, very supportive and lovely to me and encouraging me to do this. And so I'm really having a great time. So. Okay. Iman, I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. So we're looking at A's intentions. Oh boy, we just had 3 cards just fly out of the deck here. Actually, 4 cards flew out of the deck. Okay. Okay, this is interesting. All right. So we actually had 4 cards fly out of the deck for this one. So I'm gonna read all 4 of them. So the card that I had that represents you in this situation is the 4 of Swords. And I think, what this is telling me. Oh, why did I go blurry all of a sudden? Hello, focus. Okay, well, this actually isn't that important that I'm in focus. But anyway, here's the card. So for you, what we got is the 4 of Swords, which makes me kind of wonder if right now you might be feeling a little bit a little disconnected from this relationship and a little bit sort of like a little out of it, a little maybe lackadaisical about this situation. Like it's something where you're not feeling like you are wanting to expend as much energy necessarily. Why am I blurry? Hello. Okay, my webcam is being so dumb. Okay. So which is interesting because like what we have for A in this situation is we have the 6 of Wands, which again, I mean, this to me tells me that they are potentially feeling a lot more enthusiasm toward the situation maybe than you are in this instance, which I find really interesting. And I'm wondering if maybe there's a bit of like subconscious holding back that is coming from you a little bit in the situation. Whereas, there's a real feeling of like, yeah, we've made it, we've arrived, like we're in a good place. Coming from A potentially, like we're good right where we are, like we're set. And I'm wondering a little bit if there might be a little bit of defensiveness in the situation, because one of the cards that flew out of the deck was the 7 of Wands, which sort of makes me wonder if from you there's it's interesting that we got both the 6 of Wands and the 7 of Wands. It makes me wonder if the thing that's kind of holding you back a little bit is a feeling of defensiveness. Like maybe you've been burned a little bit in the past, and that's kind of what's keeping you from fully giving into the situation. Like I think, like, again, if there's that subconscious holding back from you and that subconscious sort of withdrawing and retreating from you, that it might be driven a little bit by feeling like this relationship has potentially caused you some pain in the past, and you're feeling like you need to protect yourself a little bit from feeling that pain again. So what I've got for the sort of advice card or future card is this, the King of Pentacles. And so what that tells me is that there is an opportunity here, I think, to move forward on a really sort of stable foundation and a really sort of good and equal footing. But I think that, again, there is that sort of subconscious holding back coming from you. I think that there's a lot of opportunity here, especially on A's part, to really want to build something together and to really want to, create that sort of stability, that sort of stable life, and that, that opportunity to really move forward in a very I keep using the word stable, but a very stable way. But I think that you're feeling a little bit of hesitation in terms of what you actually want, and feeling a little bit of fear that the situation might turn out badly if things have happened similar to you in the past. So I think that what it might take to move forward is a little bit more it might take a little bit of vulnerability from you. And and I don't counsel that lightly. Like, I never counsel lightly for people to make themselves vulnerable, but I do get that feeling that that you're maybe trying to stay a little bit closed off to the situation emotionally, and if you let yourself feel a little bit freer about it, there's definitely an opportunity for a good outcome for you. So yeah, that's what I've got there. All right. Thank you so much. Okay. What else do we have here? Okay, this is awesome. Let's see. Okay, we have this one. Will a reunion happen with my husband? From Uzma. So, and this is probably going to be the last one because I was only going to go for an hour. So let's see. Gosh, I'm so far behind in the chat, you guys. Oh my God. I'm sorry. I'm probably not going to get to all of these. Okay. All right. So again, like I said, with a relationship reading like this, we're going to do a 3-card reading, and there's, definitely going to, I'm so sorry I'm blurry. Like, well, I don't know why this is, darn it. Okay. Okay, Uzma. Will a reunion happen with my husband? All right, we're using the Fountain Tarot again for this one. Sorry for the excessive shuffling, but we need to get reset here from the last one. Okay. Okay. Oh dear. Okay. Okay, it was this might be kind of a tough message. So what we've got in the card representing you is the 3 of Wands. And I am so sorry. This is blurry, you guys. I don't know how to make this. Let me just try something here. No, what the hell? My webcam is a problem. So representing you, what we've got is the 3 of Wands. And, to me, this says that I think that you're excited about moving forward, and that potentially, you're seeing opportunities. Oh, yay, there we go. You're seeing opportunities to move forward, to grow together, to pursue some new steps. And I think that all of that is a very commendable goal. The card that I see representing your husband is the devil. So I think that you are maybe feeling pulled into a situation where I think that maybe you're feeling kind of attracted to something that's not super good for you. And I think that I think this is something where you're going to need to be really careful, because I think that potentially what you're wanting out of a reunion is something that isn't actually going to be good for you emotionally. It's potentially a situation where you are not fully empowered in this situation, and you're really kind of stuck in something that isn't actually the most beneficial and the most empowering, and uh the most really good for you. Just straight up, it's probably not that good for you. Like I said, I'm sorry, I know that this is not probably what you wanted to hear. For the advice card, what I've got here is the Nine of Wands, and I think it's really interesting that we go from this card representing you of the Three of Wands to the Nine of Wands, because again, the Nine of Wands would really say to me that you are still feeling bruised by the situation. The thing that is attracting you is something that it you're maybe not seeing perfectly clearly, when in reality there is a history there that hasn't necessarily been the best for you. And I think that you are sort of feeling like you want to get back out there in the fray and get, start moving forward again. But you're already way past the point of this being a new opportunity and a new sort of exciting thing that you can pursue. You're really at the point where I think it's kind of potentially reaching its end, maybe. And it's been something that's been tough for you, and it's been something that's been very emotionally bruising for you. And so, to me, what I would say is just be really careful in this situation. Make sure that you're protecting yourself in this situation, and make sure that you're seeing things clearly, in that this isn't as much of an opportunity for a new beginning as it is an opportunity to sort of look back and say, okay, in what ways was this potentially not that good for me, and how can I move forward knowing that what's going to be the best path for me to take. So I got to say that, in answer to the question, I don't see a very good likelihood of a reunion there, but I do think that I would counsel you to protect yourself and protect your feelings, and make sure that you're doing the thing that is best for you in a clear-eyed way. So sorry again. I know that that's probably not the most the happiest message to get, but okay, I think that that's it. Because I was gonna do this for an hour, so I think we're done for today. So I just want to thank you all so much for joining and being a part of this. I can't wait to read back through the chat, because other than the readings that I did, I totally missed what everybody is saying. But thank you all so much for joining me. I would love to do this again, so I am going to make a plan to do this again, hopefully. So it definitely won't be next weekend, though, because I do want to give a plug for our next installment of Three Girls One Deck, which I am doing with Heather and Julie. This time it will be over on Julie's channel, and we are going to be doing our holiday special, where we are going to be doing true confessions about the decks that we have purchased as a result of the series that we have talked each other into. So, and it's totally going to be like full walk of shame for me, because like you guys, it's like I spent too much money. But anyway, so that will be on Julie's channel next weekend on Saturday, exact same time as what this was. So that's noon Central, 10 Pacific, 1 Eastern, 6 GMT. So hopefully you'll join us. And then in the coming weekends, I would really love to do another one of these. So sorry for everybody whose questions I didn't get to. If I do schedule another one of these, please come, and I would love to read for you. So anyway, thank you so much, everybody, for coming, and have a great rest of your weekend. Bye-bye.